The expanded Star Wars universe is full of pandemics, viral outbreaks, bioengineered viruses used as weapons, zombie-like plagues created by Sith alchemy. But in almost every case, the infection seems to be quarantined to a single planet or just a small group of planets. Rarely is the entire galaxy at risk of being decimated by a terrible disease. Now, how is this possible? Nearly every planet is spacefaring with hyperspace technology. In Star Wars, a high-end personal car can travel from planet to planet. You can get on a space bus and be halfway across the galaxy in hours, depending on who's directing the film. Characters consistently escape off-planet, past military fleets attempting to stop them. So the question that this brought to mind, if quarantining a planet is next to impossible, is the infection rate of disease in Star Wars realistic? And what we are seeing right now with coronavirus proves that it absolutely is not. In just 3 months, we went from 0 reported cases outside of China to over 326,000 cases in a worldwide pandemic. People in New York are quarantined and the infection rate is still doubling every 3 days. Cases in Florida are doubling overnight. COVID-19 has proven that any highly contagious yet slowly incubating virus is absolutely unstoppable in a modernized society. Now, if this had happened in ancient times, it took weeks to travel from city to city. The virus would have been dead before it could even spread anywhere. But think about it, in 2019, humans averaged about 189,000 flights per day. And in Star Wars, since nearly everyone has their own Jetson mobile, that number has got to be at least triple per planet. So let's say a very conservative 576,000 ships are moving people around a planet on any given day, any number of which could jet off to Space Australia at a moment's notice. And the thing is, these ships don't have to leave to and from dedicated spaceports. These people can fly anywhere. Any system they want, uncharted planets, backwater uncivilized planets, the unknown regions, the outer rim. There is little to no policy in place that would prevent just a single plague-ridden planet from infecting the entire galaxy. In the EU, we've seen at least 6 different diseases spread across the Star Wars universe. Now, just imagine if those diseases were portrayed realistically, spreading at the rate that we've seen coronavirus spread. Now, yes, maybe we could argue that spaceports screen all the departing and arriving passengers to be sure no diseases are getting in or out. But we've seen example after example after example of shuttles blasting off to another planet without having to go through any kind of screening process or to even be at a spaceport, so that argument doesn't work. And yes, we could also argue that the established government is immediately notified by local medics of any possible plagues, so they're prepared to blockade the planet or even bombard and kill off the infected countries like Vader did on Faline. But we have seen time after time that it is impossible to quarantine an entire planet. Characters consistently escape off-planet past military fleets attempting to stop them. And they're even more impossible to stop now that in-atmosphere hyperspace jumps have been canonized. And we're finding it equally as impossible to stop the spread of people in real life, as story after story emerges of people trying to escape quarantine, at the risk of infecting an entirely new part of the country. Now, just imagine if those same scared people had the possibility of not just escaping from New York to Florida, but from New York to Mars, in hopes of riding out the outbreak there. That would just lead to an entire new planet getting infected as well. This real-life pandemic has shown us the future, a future that Star Wars does not portray correctly. When and if we become a space-faring species that colonizes other planets, if one planet has an outbreak, it's inevitable. It will spread from planet to planet as easily as we've watched COVID-19 ignore quarantines and physical distance. Several times now, Star Wars has told stories of viral outbreaks that threaten an entire world, but these stories are hopefully the furthest they will ever go. George Lucas built this franchise around exciting, vibrant stories that we want to take part in. And as much as we love a one-off about viral plagues, that's not a direction that a majority of fans would want to see the franchise go. We want to see our villains be tangible, someone the hero can physically fight and defeat, not an unseen enemy that kills you in a horrible way without giving you the opportunity to fight back. So no, Star Wars is not at all medically realistic in how it deals with viral outbreaks, but maybe this is the type of franchise that never should be. Thanks for watching, my friends, and I'll see you next time.